Hey guys, welcome back. Version 2 is well underway and we've gotten a ton of new arrivals shaping up the metagame. Alongside that though, we've also gotten some new echo sets in recent times, resulting in the game being noticeably different compared to before. Not to mention, we also have a brand new game mode in the form of Whimpering Wastes. And though we're still in version 2, when you combine the new units we've got along with the new echo sets, I'd argue enough has been changed to merit a video update. So today I'll be renewing my guide on the best echo set for each character in Wuthering Waves. Just like last time, we'll be going through each unit one at a time, giving you their best echo set or sets if they have more than one, then their best main echoes, and then what you should target for main and substats. Keep in mind, the list of characters will continue to grow in size, so for brevity's sake, I'll be going through each unit very quickly if there's not much to say about them. Let's get into it. Beginning in the Aero category, which has seen a fair amount of attention as of late, we have the newest unit Cartethyia, and would you believe it, they made an echo set tailored to her. Windward Pilgrimage. Sierra Gale does work as a placeholder, but make sure to replace it at the earliest opportunity. For main echo, take Reminiscence Fleur-de-Lis, and for your main stat priority, go for a 4-4-1-1-1 crit rate and or damage on 4 cost and HP on 1 cost. You could still do 4-3-3-1-1 and go crit on 4 cost, arrow damage or HP on 3 cost, and HP on 1 cost. Substat priority, get energy until round 110, and then finish up with crit, HP, and basic attack damage. By the way, for reference, when I say crit, I'm referring to both crit rate and crit damage. Next character will be Jiyan. Jiyan can use either Windward or Sierra based on what team you're going. If you have Ciaccona in the party, go for Windward and run the Nightmare Kelpie main echo. If you don't have Ciaccona, then Sierra Gale with either Standard or Nightmare Monkey for main echo. Regardless of what set you choose, crit on 4 cost, arrow damage or attack on 3, and attack on 1. Prioritize arrow damage on 3 cost. Substats get energy to 125 give or take, and then crit, attack percent, and heavy attack damage in that order. Moving along, we have another newcomer, Ciaccona. Ciaccona wants to use Gust of Welkin and Reminiscence on her main echo. You can go Moonlit Clouds with Impermanent Terran for general support, but I recommend sticking to Welkin. In any case, crit on 4 cost, arrow damage on 3 cost, and attack on 1 cost. Substats get to around 110 energy, then go for crit, attack percent, and flat attack, maybe some liberation damage if you come across it. Yangyang hasn't changed all that much from when she came out, even with the new Aero sets. You still want to go Moonlit Clouds on her with Impermanent Terran. Crit, arrow, and attack on 4, 3, and 1 cost. Get around 110 energy on her, then substats focus on crit, attack percent, and flat attack in that order. A brand new element for Rover means brand new echo sets to farm. Depending on what role you want to play, you can go Rejuvenating Glow or Windward Pilgrimage. Run the latter set if you want to go for a DPS build in a Cartethyia team. Fallacy of No Return if you go Rejuvenating, and Reminiscence if you go Windward. Main stat priority, go crit, arrow, and attack on 4, 3, and 1 cost, or if you're trying to heal more, go for crit, attack, and attack. Substats go for crit, attack percent, flat attack, and skill in that order. For energy, if you fully rank up their personal weapon, you shouldn't need any, but having more never hurts. Just when you thought Aalto would fade into obscurity, he got some buffs, yay! If you're playing him in a Ciaccona or Cartethyia team, you can go Windward Pilgrimage, otherwise you can go Sierra Gale if you're one of the 2 people in the universe who goes Aalto DPS. For the rest of you, go Moonlit Clouds. Nightmare Monkey if you're doing Sierra, and Terran if you're doing Moonlit. Crit, arrow damage, and attack on 4, 3, and 1 cost main stat. For substats, 125% energy if you're playing him support, no extra energy if he's a DPS. Crit, attack percent, flat attack, and basic attack in that order. Jianxin hasn't changed at all, you still want to go either Moonlit or Rejuvenating Glow. Heron as always if you're going Moonlit, and either Bellborn or Fallacy works for Rejuvenating. Whichever you go for, crit, arrow damage, and attack on 4, 3, and 1 cost. Substats, get as much energy as you can because heaven knows she needs it. Aim for at least 135% to be safe. Beyond that, crit, attack percent, flat attack, and liberation in that order. Okay, so we're done with Aero, now let's move on to Electro and talk Xiangli Yaw. Xiangli Yaw is more or less the same, Void Thunder Echo set and run Nightmare Thundering Memphis on main echo. Crit, Electro, and attack on 4, 3, and 1 cost. For subs, get 120% energy, then finish up with crit, attack percent, and liberation damage in that order. The debate on whether you should go Empyrean or Moonlit has been settled on Yinlin more or less. Always go Empyrean Anthem set on her now, it's objectively better. Nightmare Tempest Memphis on main echo, and go crit, Electro, and attack percent on 4, 3, and 1 cost. For substats, go 120% energy, then crit, attack percent, and skill damage in that order. Pretty straightforward. Next unit will be Cucumber. Calculators stay more or less the same. Void Thunder set, Nightmare Thundering Memphis on main echo. For main stats, go crit, Electro, and attack on 4, 3, and 1 cost. According to Sweat, there is a possibility for Calamari to go 4-4-1-1-1 for extra crit stats if you're god on the sticks, but I think you're fine if you stick to the regular. 115 energy give or take, and then prioritize crit, attack percent, flat attack, and liberation damage in that order for substats. Okay, first of all, why the hell are you building Lumi? Second of all, if you are crazy enough to build Lumi, you can go Moonlit Clouds on her with Impermanent Terran. Main stats, go crit, Electro and attack on 4, 3 and 1 cost. Substats, get her to about 145 energy, yes, she needs that much. Then finish up with crit, attack percent, and basic attack damage in that order. Think twice about investing in Lumi, that's all I'm gonna say. Okay, I'm gonna keep it real with you. If you don't have Jinchi, you have no practical reason to build this guy, but I'll include him anyway. Moonlit or Rejuvenating set, Heron or Bellborn for main echo. The only main stat that matters on him is energy, same goes for substats. None of the other stats matter enough to merit consideration. Investing into Yuanwu is like building DPS Baizhi, it's just not practical. Now, things get really good here, we're moving into the fusion category, starting with the upcoming Lupa. Though she's not out yet, we know what she does at least. Not to mention, just like Cartethyia, they weren't being subtle about who the new fusion echo set was intended for. Flaming Clawprint. Main echo run Linus of Glory, cut and dry. For main stats, go crit, fusion, and attack on 4, 3 and 1 cost. For substats, I haven't gotten calculations yet on energy, so basically go for as much as you think you can. Then go crit, attack, and liberation damage in that order. I'll update Lupa's energy requirement in the pinned comment when she officially comes out, and I'll make a standalone guide video as well. Even with the new fusion set, Mortefi is about the same, so you'll want to go Moonlit Clouds or Empyrean for Echo set. I would say go Moonlit unless your third party member can also go Moonlit. Main Echo run Impermanent Terran or Hecate respectively. Main stats are the same. Crit, fusion, and attack on 4, 3 and 1 cost. For subs, get about 110 energy, then crit, attack percent, and liberation damage in that order. Captain Jack Sparrow over here is working a few echo sets depending on the playstyle and team you try to make. If you have a signature weapon, go Tide Breaking Courage. If you don't, you can stick to Molten Rift. Main echo, go Dragon of Dirge and Inferno Rider respectively. Either regular or Nightmare Inferno Rider works. Main stats, go crit, energy, and attack on 4, 3 and 1 cost. If you can get 250 plus energy on Brant, then you can also do fusion damage. Same applies to subs. Focus on energy until about 250%, then you can do crit, more energy, basic attack percent, and attack percent. TLDR, get tons of energy with this guy. Encore as well, despite getting new fusion echoes, she'll be sticking to the usual stuff. Molten Rift, go regular Inferno Rider for your main echo, and for main stats, crit, fusion, and attack on 4, 3 and 1 cost. Substats get up to 110 energy, then crit, attack percent, flat attack, and basic percent in that order. She's more or less the same. Changli is also kind of the same. Clawprint augments liberation damage, but Changli is skill damage based, so stick to Molten Rift and go Nightmare Inferno Rider for your main echo. Main stat priority, go crit, fusion, and attack on 4, 3 and 1 cost. Energy requirements are 110 at least. Then remaining substats go for crit, attack percent, skill damage, and flat attack respectively. Chixia's echo set varies based on if you're playing her as a main attacker or secondary. When in doubt, go Molten Rift with the Nightmare Inferno Rider, but I think you could try Flaming Clawprint with Linus of Glory. Don't quote me on that though. To be safe, I would say just stick to Inferno Rider. Either way, main stats, crit, fusion, and attack on 4, 3 and 1 cost. Substats go 130 energy, then crit, attack percent, and flat attack in that order. This girl keeps getting indirectly buffed, I swear. Moving into Glacio, we're gonna open up with Carlotta. For her echo set, Frosty Resolve. Main echo, go Sentry Construct. Self-explanatory. For main stats, go crit, Glacio, and attack on 4, 3 and 1 cost. You can also do attack for one of the 3 cost echoes. Substats, if you have Jiyan, you can stay at 110 energy, but if you don't, you'll need about 130. Then crit, skill damage, or attack percent, and then flat attack in that order. If you choose attack percent for 3 cost, skill damage takes precedence over attack percent in substats. Sanhua remains completely unchanged. Moonlit Clouds and Impermanent Terran on main echo, crit, Glacio, and attack on 4, 3 and 1 cost. Then for subs, no additional energy is required, although it never hurts to have more. Crit, attack percent, flat attack, and liberation damage in that order. Alrighty, for Jiyan, she has 2 echo sets. Calculations point to Empyrean being the better echo set, but Moonlit Clouds isn't too far behind. For Empyrean, go Nightmare Lampy Lumen, and Impermanent Terran for Moonlit as always. Main stats go crit, Glacio, and attack on 4, 3 and 1 cost. Substats get 130 energy, then crit, attack percent, and basic attack damage in that order. Baizhi's set has not changed at all. Stay on Rejuvenation with either Fallacy or Bellborn. Healing bonus on 4 cost, energy on 3 cost, HP on 1 cost. Spam energy and percent HP on substats. Honestly, you can get by on the bare minimum with her. Youhu is the same as before, Rejuvenation with either Fallacy or Bellborn. Crit, Glacio, and attack on 4, 3 and 1 cost. Substats go crit, attack percent, and skill percent in that order. Again, there's not much of a reason to build her at the moment, but I'll leave the info on screen for those who do want to. Lingyang's echo sets are about the same as well, Freezing Frost or Lingering Tunes, whichever has better echo substats on your account. Lampy Lumen or Construct for Frost main, and Mech Abomination for Tunes main. Main stats go crit, Glacio, and attack on 4, 3 and 1 cost. For subs, 110 energy, then crit, attack percent, flat attack, and basic damage in that order. Now we're entering the Havoc realm and opening up with Camellia. Havoc Eclipse echo set with the Nightmare Crownless on main echo. Main stats go crit, havoc, and attack for 4, 3, and 1 costs respectively, although you can go attack on 1, 3 cost if you have your signature weapon. Subs go for 110 energy, crit, attack percent, and basic attack in that order. Higher investments, aka sequences, can go 4, 4, 1, 1, 1, but they're only marginal in games, so just stick to the usual. Havoc Rover is also the same. Havoc Eclipse on main set, then Dreamless on main echo. Main stat priority go crit, havoc, and attack on 4, 3, and 1 cost. Substats, any amount of energy works. Crit, attack percent, flat attack, and basic damage in that order. Nothing much else to say really. Madame Cantarella has a couple sets you can go. For general support, run Moonlit Clouds, or if you have a Havoc main DPS, you can go Midnight Veil. Either way, Impermanent Terran or Lorelei respectively. For main stats, go crit, havoc, and attack on 4, 3, and 1 cost. You can put energy on a 3 cost if you're struggling in that regard. And on that note, for substats, you need to have no less than 130% energy, minimum. Crit, attack percent, and basic damage in that order afterwards. Rocha is the same as Cantarella, where it depends on who your main attacker is. Midnight Veil if they're Havoc or Moonlit Clouds in general. Nightmare Impermanent Terran and Regular Impermanent Terran respectively for main echoes. Main stats go crit, havoc, and attack on 4, 3, and 1 cost. For subs, you need at least 70% crit rate, and then you can go crit damage, attack percent, and heavy damage in that order. Supplemental energy is not necessary. Jianxin's got like a billion echo sets, but to keep it simple, Havoc Eclipse on main DPS, Midnight Veil if secondary, or Moonlit Clouds if you're secondary to a non-Havoc main. Nightmare Crownless for Eclipse, Nightmare Impermanence or Lorelei for Midnight Veil, and the usual regular Impermanence on Moonlit. For all sets, Echo main stat go crit, havoc, and attack on 4, 3, and 1 cost. For substats, rule of thumb is crit, attack percent, and flat attack in that order. Depending on the playstyle though, the attack type will differ though, whether you want skill damage or basic attack damage, etc. Talchu's Echo sets are the same. You can go either Rejuvenating or Moonlit, Bellborn or Fallacy for healing set, and Terran for Moonlit. Main stat priority go crit, havoc, and defense on 4, 3, and 1 cost. Substats go crit, defense percent, and flat defense in that order. Home stretch, we're at Spectro. Opening up a Phoebe, we have Moonlit Clouds if you're going secondary, or Eternal Radiance if you're going main TPS. Impermanent Terran on the former, and Capitanius or Nightmare Morning Ikes on the latter. Main stat priority go crit, Spectro, and attack on 4, 3, and 1 cost. Substats go 110 energy, then crit, attack percent, flat attack, and heavy damage in that order. Sani has only one Echo set, and unsurprisingly, it's Eternal Radiance. Capitanius on your main Echo, and for main stats go crit, Spectro, and attack on 4, 3, and 1 cost. For substats, have no less than 110 energy, then get crit, attack percent, and heavy damage in that order. God, I'm losing my voice. Alright, come on, just a few more to go. Xingqi's set remains the same from last time, so you'll stay on Celestial Light with Jue as your main Echo. Crit, Spectral damage, and attack on 4, 3, and 1 cost, or if you have S1 or further, Sweat recommends you try 4, 4, 1, 1, 1 and do crit and attack on 4 and 1 cost. Substats go 130 energy, then crit, attack percent, and skill damage in that order. Shorekeeper set is the same too, Rejuvenating Glow on Echo set and go Fallacy for main Echo. Main stats go specifically crit damage, then energy, then HP on 4, 3, and 1 cost. For substats, get around 230 energy, then crit damage, liberation damage, and HP percent in that order. Shorekeeper doesn't need crit rate whatsoever, so go explicitly crit damage. Verena is also the same, stick to Rejuvenating Glow, but for your main Echo you can go either Fallacy or Bellborn, either or. Main stat go crit rate, energy, and attack on 4, 3, and 1 cost. You can also go healing bonus on 4 cost if you need to. Substats go 210 energy, then crit, attack percent, and flat attack in that order. Last character, holy sh**, we made it. Spectrover wants to go Rejuvenating Glow if you're playing them as a healer. There is an option for them to run for extra DPS, especially in Zani triple DPS teams, in which case you can go Eternal Radiance, Fallacy of No Return on Rejuvenating, or Capitanius on Radiance. Main stat go crit, Spectral, and attack on 4, 3, and 1 costs. For subs, get 110 energy, crit, attack percent, and flat attack in that order. That wraps up the best Echo set for every character as of version 2.4 in Wuthering Waves. This video is gonna get longer and longer with each passing update, but whatever, we're done. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Sorry for going really quickly, it's just, a lot to go through, but if you found it helpful, a like and subscribe would be much appreciated. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter at VarsVaram, join my Discord server, and check out my other Wuthering Waves guide videos if you haven't yet. But till next time, thanks so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Take care.